the emotional parts within my system aren't, they're just emotions. They're just thoughts and feelings. They are not capable of functioning within the real world on their own. They can only do that if they're partnered with an ANP, an apparently normal part, one of the parts whose job is to function in the real world and not necessarily to have access to the whole spectrum of emotions and feelings and memories. And when I'm stuck in just an emotional part without any ANPs around, my standards, my expectations of myself don't change. My goals, my deadlines, my to-do list don't change. Like, none of that shifts, yet my ability to do that is completely just gone, just wiped out, obliterated. And so what do you do when you're someone who your worth and your value, at least how you believe it in your heart, even if you know differently in your mind, is based on your ability to be productive, and then suddenly you're in this emotional state where just getting out of bed to use the bathroom makes you have a huge crying spell, and thinking about getting out of bed to do anything besides that basically just brings like a full-blown panic attack. Like what do you do when that's your situation? And it's really nice outside today for the first time in a while, and I've always made it a big goal to, hey Cliff, a big goal to take advantage of that every day I possibly can. And especially since I'm moving soon and I won't have like this park or a dog to walk anymore, I wanted to make the most of that, and now I feel like I can't. I have all these errands to run. I need to pack. There's so much stuff that I need to do. And besides that, so much stuff I want to do, projects to work on. I miss playing my guitar and actually enjoying it. Like, I miss being able to go on a walk and just enjoy the walk and not feel like, oh, I'm on a deadline, or, oh, I'm outside and I hate it. I'm doing it because I have to cope. And, it's just, it's hard to know how to manage that and how to keep my self-worth and sanity intact in that process. Like, how do I pack up a whole apartment? How do I, run all these errands? How do I shower and brush my teeth and eat real food and take care of myself and still have moments of joy and feeling like a human being throughout my day, when I'm busy drowning in so much anxiety I'm throwing up and so much depression I can't stop fantasizing about dying? And so on a day like today, like, in all honesty, what's best for me is not doing anything, staying in bed, dropping all expectations. It's only then that I'm able to relax and appreciate who I am and cope with who I am and allow myself to be who I am. Allowing these parts to be who they are, and still love on them and accept them even when they're not functional, instead of being like, I don't really care how not dysfunctional you are. We got stuff to do. Get your stuff together. Like, that's usually my mental approach without even realizing it, because you don't naturally talk to your voices in your head like they're separate people who have these separate feelings you have to respect. Like, that's crazy, but that's what I have to do to function. And to take all these other parts into consideration when I disagree is obnoxious. Like, these parts need to be loved on in order to be functional someday. And it's difficult to do that when I'm like, I'm sorry, we don't have time to allow you to be this dysfunctional. So I'm just going to sit here and keep judging and criticizing until you get up and do what you're supposed to do. And it's also such subconscious activity that, I feel like I'm being calm. I feel like I'm being kind to myself. I feel like I'm being patient. And it's only when I truly get in like a meditative or like self-hypnotic state that I realize how critical I'm being of myself, and what a drastic toll it actually is taking on my parts, and how they're responding in like self-defense mode. Like, they're not teaming up with me because they're defending themselves from my like emotional attacks, basically. And so on a day like today, when it's beautiful outside and my to-do list is a mile long, and I've already spent the past like week and a half mostly in bed, it's very discouraging and difficult to still love myself and hard to know how to balance self-care and my responsibilities as a human being and as an adult and as someone who wants to accomplish a certain amount of things within life. And so it's a definite constant struggle. But when we can remind ourselves that achieving those goals is not possible, or at least will not be as sucky if I pause and take the time to love on myself first. And yeah, I might miss my deadlines. Yeah, I might, this, that, and the other thing. Things might get messed up and it might not go the way I want, but it's going to go a lot better that way than if I just try to dive in regardless of my state.